In probably the late 50s, my brother and I went to the Tower Theater and we saw Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times. My cousin, Brad, hadn't gone, and we had to practically drag him, and when we went back to see it. And I remember he was sitting on the outside seat near the aisle, and he laughed so hard that he just about slid into the aisle. Well, we learned that as teenagers that Charlie Chaplin wasn't something from the past to be forgotten. I grew to love him, discovered Buster Keaton, and later Harold Lloyd. The course we're going to do is called Comedy Masters, Chaplin, Keaton, and Lloyd. And the Commander's House now has a high-definition projector and a big screen. So what we're going to do is something a little different than I've normally done, where we just see excerpts of films. On week 1, 3, and 5, we're going to see together a feature film. And we will start with Harold Lloyd's Safety Last. If you don't know who Harold Lloyd is, you've probably seen the image of Lloyd hanging on a clock 14 stories above. It is one of the most hair-raising things ever put on film and one of the great, great comedies. Then, on week 3, we will see Buster Keaton's masterpiece of the Civil War, The General. And on week 5, we're going to see one of the lesser-known feature films of Charlie Chaplin, The Circus, which is a true gem, and for which he received the Academy Award for writing, directing, starring in, and later he actually wrote a music score for it. Then on weeks 2, 4, and 5, we'll go into a discussion of each of these artists. And usually I have DVDs for people to borrow, but we're going to do something different. Each class member will have their own personal set of DVDs. So after we've seen Harold Lloyd, you will go home and look at certain of the Lloyd shorts, and then when you come back for the discussion, you'll be very much a part of it. The same thing for Lloyd, or for Keaton, and for Chaplin, and these will be yours to keep. I think you'll discover that these three great comedians are more than just funny. They touch things that make us remember and to feel things in a way that no one. There's something about laughter and about humor that touches us in a way that nothing else can. These are great masters. I think it'll be fun. Well, what will really be fun is if we have a big class. If you have, the more people you have, the more laughter you have. The Tower presented Limelight, which was Chaplin's last film, and before he was exiled. It didn't play much and didn't do well in the United States. 10 years later, I was in France, or in Paris, and we went to a matinee screening of Limelight. And at the conclusion of it, Chaplin works with Buster Keaton. They do a routine together. This was a matinee, 10 years after the film had come out. We couldn't get 3 seats together. And when it got to the climax of the film, the laughter was so great that I actually thought the seats we were sitting in were going to come off the floor. People were rocking back and forth. There is magic when you get a group of people and one of these great geniuses together. Hope you'll join us as we see the Comedy Masters. Thank you.